Hello. Hi, welcome to Com 101. This video is being created as a general uh, uh, video to cover the syllabus. Um, Now, just to let you know that this video can be used for multiple classes. So if you see a syllabus and your class number is not the same, don't worry about that because again, this is a general video that covers the basics of the classes. Because when it comes to the policy and stuff that you need to know, it is universal on my courses. So my name is Professor Hyatt. I am your Comm Studies professor for this semester. This is for public speaking. I guess I'll start by introducing myself. Let me make sure I get this right. Okay. Behind me is, I'm shooting this from my place. When we do class sessions, you're going to see this background a lot. I've been meaning to, okay, right here. I've been meaning to do something with the door. If I go a little bit too far this way, you might see my kitchen. So anyways, a couple things about me, and you can actually see it here. I am a professor in two disciplines, political science and communication studies. I have two master's degrees. You can see it along there. One of them is in communication studies from Cal State LA. The other one is in international relations for University of Oklahoma. And then I also have a bachelor's political science from Fresno State. Before I went into education, I had a successful career in politics. And so when you hear me talk about your subject, especially when it comes to public speaking, I have years of experience doing it professionally. I'm kind of unique in a way with some of the instructors for an instructor, because you're going to get that practical experience. You're going to hear stories from me. Don't worry, it's not going to be long, drawn out stories. Let's see what else you need to know. Right here, which is, wait, hold on. I got to coordinate better. Right here, you see that white cap? That is my Marine Corps dress blues cap. And now, yeah, it's surprising to say I was in the Marine Corps. I did it for 6 years. Considering that my quarantine hair makes me look like an 80s, a bad guy from a 1980 80s movie. But I did serve in the Marine Corps. You'll see along here, there we go. There's my bookshelf there, and it has snippets of my life. I'm originally from Fresno, California. I grew up, and I really cut my teeth in a neighborhood right off the 99. It was a working poor neighborhood, very diverse, predominantly Mexican American, and Hmong American. If you don't know the Hmong people, they are immigrated from Vietnam, and that's who I grew up around. And it was a very diverse neighborhood, had all the different groups represented, but it's a very important part of my background. So you have the education, you have the military service, and you have the things where I grew up. Oh, and just like FYI, you're gonna hear me say a lot of stuff about myself to kind of you're gonna hear, I speak fluent German, lived over there a couple times. Let's see, what else is there. I lived in Yosemite National Park, worked for a lot of important people. So you're going to hear that background. That's my background. And that's who you're getting as an instructor. So let's get into the class. I have the syllabus here. So I'm going to go to the share screen. And let's see, this is the syllabus. So I'm going to go ahead and share it. Okay, so here's the syllabus. First things first, again, if this is not your class syllabus, doesn't matter, because this is a general, but you're going to find your syllabus in your Canvas in files. We're going to go over Canvas in a bit, but you're going to find it in files. And the reason why I'm telling you this is because I want you to go there and find it yourself, and I highly recommend you print up a copy. When I, just FYI on my background, that University of Oklahoma degree, oh, you see a little bit of my kitchen. Let me move this. A little of my exercise equipment. Just FYI, the University of Oklahoma degree, that degree, some of the classes were online only. And even then, I still printed up the syllabus, and I had a binder. I don't know if my video is going to show up, but I had a binder and I had the syllabus in the front of it. Syllabus works as a contract. You're going to have, by the way, if this is your first semester, you're probably going to have professors require you to sign the syllabus. It's like a contract. This is your reference point. Now, things can change in the syllabus. If you hear that beeping, there's a reason why. But the fact of the matter is, the syllabus works as your reference point for your course. So I highly recommend printing it up and have a physical copy with your stuff for this course. Let's see what else is there on the syllabus. This has a general time. Email, the email account. That's awesome. But the best way to contact me online is use Canvas. I'll show you how when we get into Canvas. But it is something to, it's the best way to contact me. And the reason why, if you hear beeping, that's my computer, because I kept my email open to kind of indicate the reason why I want you to use Canvas to contact me. Canvas gets through my email account. It goes directly to me. It lets me know. And the reason why is my email account for LA Community College District is shared by 2 disciplines in multiple campuses. So I get a lot of emails. And the best way for students to contact me is to use Canvas. Office hours are arranged time, and every week I'm going to have an open session where I'm going to send out a Zoom announcement where students can all join in and ask general questions. So there's individual time, which we can arrange. I use Google Voice, by the way. You can you can call me, or we can set up a time and so forth. Or you can, like I said, be part of the open session and then ask me general questions. It's an easy way. And by the way, when we do the open session, I have games. So it's not hopefully too boring. All right. Course description, read through that. It's usually what the department writes up for their course description. It's kind of like what is required by you. Sometimes they call it student learning outcomes. Sometimes it's just course requirements. This is course description. It is what you need to walk away from. Now, just to let you know, I have 3 ways. I'm going to go back to stop share. I'm going to go back to just me. I have 3 ways, 3 goals when it comes to teaching your course. The first goal is the governing body. That is the people that are overseeing this. This is your college, the department the class is taking place in. It can also be the state. And if we're getting federal money, there could be federal requirements. These are the requirements. There's a hierarchy to these goals. The first goal is the number 1 goals. We have to cover these things as instituted by the department, the college, the state, and maybe even the federal government if we're getting federal money. Do you understand how that works? All your classes run like that. We have to do these things. It's like when you were in the high school. I don't know if you know this, but in the state of California, you're required to learn algebra to graduate from high school. I don't want to get started on that, but do you understand how that works? So in public speaking, you're required to do a certain amount of speeches. You're required to do a certain amount of participation. There's sometimes a certain amount of writing requirements. This is how this works. So read the course description. You'll have a better understanding of the course and so forth. That's come from the governing bodies. The second goal is you as a student. I'm here for you. If you want to work and turn in your stuff on time and do the grades and so forth, and if you need assistance, I'm here for you. If you want to phone it in, that's on you. And I'm still going to administer the course and grade and so forth. I'm here to help your goals. And the best 2 stories on that is, real quick, is I had a student one semester who was there to say that they were taking college course, was obviously going to drop it, but enjoyed the class. So it's just sat in class and enjoyed the class and enjoyed participating and so forth. But when the first major project happened, student was gone. That was the student's goal. And I have had students who struggled and worked their way up. And I had students who did all the way through. All right. And then the second story real quick is last semester, I was at some of the, you heard about digital divide and so forth. Some of my classes last semester were were in some of the hardest hit areas by the pandemic in the sense of the digital divide. So the goal was just to get the students through it. And so we did things like just uh, push through the subject, push through the things. We didn't care about grades or anything. We didn't care about that. We just got the subject done. And the people who worked, their grades were great. And students who did not work, their grades were not. But the overall student goals was just to get through, get it done. All right. And then lastly, by the way, I usually record these videos on my camera. This is the first time I'm using Zoom for this recording. So excuse me if the video is a little bit weird. The third goal is my goal as an instructor. And this is a public speaking class. One of the biggest problems in public speaking in the general public is we tend to sound basic. We tend to sound like we don't understand things. I got into teaching because when I worked in politics, I worked with politicians and news media folks who didn't understand, who had college degrees and somehow got through. And I want to help people sound better. I want to help people sound smarter. So when you graduate, when you pass my course, I hope you take my goal of trying to get you as a better speaker overall. A lot of things you learn in this class is not just for this class, it's also for your other classes like the outline. And you're going to hear things me say that this is not just for you here, but also for the future. All right. And this is not BS because that's one of my goals. So that's the 3-goal structure: governing body, your goals, and then my goals as an instructor. Okay. So let's go back to the syllabus. Share screen. Share. Okay, so this is my goal as an instructor. My goals are instructor. This is the syllabus. Okay, materials required. Okay, I do have a textbook. The textbook is Concise Public Speaking Handbook, right here, 5th edition. If you find a 4th edition or 3rd edition, I don't care. If you find an older edition, that's why I like this. I know a lot of instructors are jumping on the online resource thing, and I understand that. But before I started teaching in public colleges, I taught at the public libraries how to use computers. And I will tell you, the digital divide is not just who has the machines and the computers and the access to the internet. It is also availability of time and space and studying points. And if you have the ability to go online and get your subject matter and read your books all the time and have 100% internet access, hey, you can find this book pretty cheaply online. Older editions online. You can rent it online, dirt cheap. You can, I hear there's a PDF of this one or an older edition online. I didn't tell you that. So that's it. But the reason why I saw the book is because I want to give the students a book option. This book is used everywhere. So even if our bookstore doesn't have it, you might get it at another bookstore. You can order it online. You can order an older edition, which are dirt cheap online. And again, if you find the free version, the PDF, I can't tell you how, it's out there. But if not, there's cheap versions online and offline. And again, if you find an older edition, and here's another secret. When we get to Canvas, I'm going to show you pages. I'm going to give you all the terms too. You can look them up online and so forth. So there's lots of wiggle room on the book. But this book, out of all the stuff, and trust me, as someone who's done public speaking professionally, this is the best book to teach flow of speeches and development of speeches out there. I haven't seen anything match it online or offline, book or O-R-E or O-E-R. O-E-R, yeah. I hate using jargon. All right. Video assigned, that's the YouTube videos I assigned in the discussions. You have to watch those and answer questions. Access to online account, obviously, especially in this pandemic. But even if we were in a classroom, you really do need to be able to have online access because I personally prefer being in a classroom. I'm not going to lie to you. But the fact of the matter is, this is where we are. And even if we were in the classroom, I still use Canvas to post grades and you turn in assignments and so forth. And then finally, the 4x6 cards. There's a reason why I require 4x6 cards. Or you can have bigger cards because we're doing the online thing, but we're going to get into that. You're going to have some kind of physical paper, not the 3x5s, nothing small, and so forth. We're going to get into that, but have a way for you to convert your speech into cards. 4x6 cards are the best, by the way. Okay, so we're going to go through this. Let's see. Course requirements. This is your projects. These are your points. See why printing up your syllabus is a good idea? You're going to have this. And by the way, we're going to go through syllabus. I'm going to tell you pages you don't have to print. Okay, so you have special interest speech, informative speech, persuasion speech, exam 1, exam 2. We'll get into that, participation and extra credit. Grade procedure. Number of points, and that's pretty basic. It's pretty basic. It's 500 points. You see the point totals added up here. It's not hard. Assignments. This seems like a lot, but it's actually not. You have 3 main speeches. I call them projects because there's more than just giving a speech. There is your first speech, your special interest speech, your informative speech, and your persuasion speech. You're going to find that the course is divided into 3. The first section is special interest speech, the second section is informative, and then finally persuasion. And the reason why it's called projects is because a week before your speech, you have to turn in your outline for that speech, and that way I can give you feedback to help you out. Okay, we're going to get into the outline in a bit when we get into Canvas, but the outline is universal. It's actually on the syllabus. At the end of the syllabus is the outline, but you can also have there's a separate copy of it also in file. So the outline is there. So you have to turn in an outline, and you can see here, right here, this bad boy, the outlines and so forth, 15 points. Your speech evaluation, which is done during speech. You're going to evaluate somebody. You're going to be given a prompt. You're going to follow the prompt, turn it in. Easy peasy. Easy 10 points there. And then the rest of the points for the project, the 75 points, is your bread and butter, the speech itself. And don't worry, we're gonna get through the speech. The first of the 3 sections is the longest because that's your first speech. All right. Speech evaluation outlines is part of your project. There's exams. There's 2 of them. The 2 exams are your midterm and your final. And we're gonna get reviews before then. It's not cumulative, meaning that the first half of the course, their midterm, the questions are going to be from there. The second half of the course for the final, your questions are going to come from there. You're not going to get questioned on old stuff. Just to let you know, lectures like this, like the videos or in Zoom meeting, there's going to be things of knowledge I'm going to drop, and you're required to post the sorry, I'm being distracted here. You are required to write notes. By the way, if you write notes, just to let you know, studies have shown that physically writing it on a piece of paper, you retain it more, you remember it more than typing it out, right? Let's see. Anyways, I'll go over how the exams work later, but they're timed. So you have to be available on an exact date, exact time for them. And you're going to be told way in advance on that exact date, exact time. Participation, 100 points. There's 2 ways to participate. There is the group participation, which today's discussion is group participation. And this video, it's going to be in the discussion thread. You need to add something to it. Today's discussion thread is you're just going to share studying techniques or suggestions to your fellow students or things that you use as a student to help you out. And by the way, any of the discussion thread be appropriate. This is still a course, nothing inappropriate, nothing insulting. Extra credit. There's 3 videos divided by 3 sections, and you just have to answer questions and so forth. That's going to be later. Classroom policy, this is the technical stuff. So attendance, this is the technical stuff on the attendance. The only thing about it with our class, because it's online, and that's the last sentence right here, virtual attendance will be assessed by discussion, participation, and Zoom meetings. So if I see you participating in discussions, if I see you at our Zoom meeting, hey, I have no problem. But read it over. It's just a general policy with the campuses at LA Community College District. Okay. Assignment policy. This is the you need to turn stuff in if you are missing for one of our major projects. That's 3 projects. Here's 3 speeches. I'm not talking outlines. I'm not talking student evaluation. I am talking our 3 speeches. If for some reason you cannot, and by the way, there is multiple times, so there's lots of availability, and there will be makeup session. If you can't make any of those 3 things, and then our midterm or final, I need to have an excuse. Now, I used to say something, but because of our current situation with the virus and everything, I'm not going to say it like I used to. I'm a little bit more discreet about it considering our situation, but I'm gonna just say this. There are certain times a year that some family member gets sick, and that usually corresponds with midterms, finals, and when projects are due. So I expect, and we'll talk about it and so forth, how to show someone an excuse, okay? Social contract, this is the inclusion speech. This is a class, and you're not just in a class with yourself, you're with other people, and even with the Zoom and discussion and so forth. And you don't want to do anything that impairs their rights as a student. You don't want to do anything that jeopardizes your rights as a student either. So this social contract is just saying, be prepared, make sure you don't bring in distractions, make sure you don't do anything like to interrupt someone speaking, but more importantly is inclusion. We're in a diverse environment, and the fact of the matter is, professors and others will tell you, hey, you need to be inclusive because it's the right thing to do. I had to tell someone no. You have to, it's the right thing to do, or it's for the greater good. But the fact of the matter is, it's not like that. I mean, it is like that. But the reason why I tell you to be inclusive is you want to get the most people for your audience. You want to get the most people for your speech. And being inclusive, it is the greater good. It is the right thing to do. But more importantly, it's about getting your audience, getting people to listen to you, or for persuasion, go with what you want to do. So we're going to go more on inclusion because the first part of the class, the first speech, we talk about culture and community. Inclusion is an important part of it. All right, we're going to talk about it more in our discussion today. Academic honesty, don't cheat, don't plagiarize. I've caught students doing that. It's not good. The story I always tell students in this one graduate program, there was an international student who came from a different country. That student got all the way through the master's program. On their comps, they got caught plagiarizing. That's like the last test before you get the degree. They were sent back to their country without a degree. All that money, all that time. Now, FYI on that story, they should reevaluate it, but it's not worth it. And by the way, if you might be successful at plagiarizing one time, but you're going to eventually get caught, and you're with an instructor who is who's brought in to talk about how to catch students with plagiarism, because I'm very good at it. And we're going to go over that more. So it's not worth it, especially in this course. And even if you're successful at it, you'll get sloppy, you'll get caught. All right. Student with special needs. I have a disability. I have to have accommodation. Nothing with my teaching or anything like that. Is accommodation of when I rent. I don't buy, I rent. But that disability, I have to have accommodations because it's something I need. So if you have to have accommodations or FYI type situation, special accommodations or anything, just let me know. You can let me know one-on-one. There are offices on every campus, so you can actually go to contact their office and they'll talk to me. So there's lots of ways to do that. But just to let you know, when it comes to special needs, and I've done this for multiple classes, I accommodate and help students, all right? And we're in public speaking. If that is speech anxiety, you are in the best class for that. I am here for you. I've helped a lot of students. And by the way, I help politicians. I helped this one politician who was a local yokel, and some reason got the touch, meaning they got drawn up to the big leagues. And I helped that person get up there. All right. So you're in the right class for speech anxiety, but you got to let me know. Don't be that student who at the end, oh, I have speech anxiety. It's third speech. Don't be that person. I hate to say the term because it's overused, is you're in a safe, I'll say safe area. You're in a safe area for that. Even though I do look like an 80s movie villain. This hair, this is too much for me, by the way. Method of instructions. This is a preliminary outline of the course. Various method of instructions will be used and so forth, but this is the schedule as of right now. We go by week-to-week basis. When I was told to assign the class, they actually gave me a different class schedule than I saw the class schedule on the course. We're going to discuss that in the thread. So this is a generic. We're going to discuss that more in depth with our discussion today, okay? But this is you outlines and so forth. All right. And then finally, this is the outline. And you're going to have a separate copy in Canvas, all right? We're going to cover this more later. All right, stop share. Okay, so as you can see here, there's a lot of stuff to process. This is a quick video, and you're like, not quick enough. Okay. So here is the sorry, I had an email. So you're going to see here, I'm going to go back in the share screen and we're going to go into Canvas. All right. Share screen. All right. We are in Canvas. Now this is basic Canvas. This is, again, I just got this course when I'm making this video. There's a couple things you're going to find that separates me from other instructors. First off, your home page is recent activity. So whatever I've been posting and so forth, it's going to be up on your home page. That's the first thing you're going to see. Announcements, assignments, any of that stuff, that's what you're going to see, okay? I don't use modules, again, because before I taught in the colleges and public education, the one thing I did was I taught people how to use computers and so forth. And the module system, I'm sorry, is probably, I don't like it. I don't like it. Not for me as instructor, but as students. And so what I do is I focus on these key areas. The first area I'm going to focus on, there's nothing posted, but is discussions. So what you're going to do with discussions is once a week, there is going to be a discussion. This video is going to be embedded into a discussion thread where you're going to answer the question, share some studying techniques and so forth. You get 5 participation points for doing that. Pretty easy, pretty easy. All right. Second area, I'm not going to click on it, is grades. And I'm going to put people there too, but this is how you check the course. If you need to talk to me, click on people, click on me. You can message me through Canvas, the best way to contact me. The reason why I'm not clicking on it is because there will be other students' names and so forth up, and we don't need that right now, especially if this video is used for a different course. So this is where you check your grades. This is where you check if you need to contact people. We're going to hopefully meet others to help you along. Files. We have examples already up here. The syllabus. I always post things in files with Word and PDF. So Word if you want to edit it and so forth, and then the PDF file if you don't have Word. I know you can convert it to other things from Word and stuff like that, but this is how I post things. So the syllabus, Your syllabus is online. I know there's a separate category for syllabus. I prefer just putting it into files, all right? And your outline is there too, okay? Because I don't want to have you going to all these different sections. It's, again, discussions, your grades people, files, syllabus, and so forth. There's one other area which is not shown to you at this time because I haven't posted anything, and that is pages. Your pages will be up in a second. It will be posted later, but that's where the content is going to come from. So before class, oh, and then announcements. And again, announcements are not on here right now either because I haven't posted anything yet. Announcements and pages. Announcements and pages are where you're going to get the Zoom meetings. And then your pages are where you're going to be getting your content for the course. So every class, every week, you're going to have in discussions, a discussion thread posted for you to get participation points there. Announcements are going to announce when our class session is, so you can have the Zoom meeting code. And then finally, the pages will have the things you need to read and descriptions of it, so you're prepared for those classes. That's it. That's pretty much it. And then files is where you get files. The only other thing, and again, it's not on here because I haven't posted yet, is assignments. Oh, another beep, I got an email. All right, so you understand, this is it. We're going to cover this more later when we are in our discussion thread. All right. So if you have questions about the syllabus or anything, you can put it in the discussion thread. That will count for participation points. Or if you have no questions, share for easy participation points some studying technique. Don't get too technical. It could be something thing. I already said mine, which is print the syllabus and create a binder for each subject class you take. But there's other things using whatever you want to do. All right. So this video will be posted in discussions and we'll cover it more in the discussion thread. All right. Have a good day. Be safe.